G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 5 of my Aether Spellbinder 3 ways playthrough, or 4 ways, or 5 ways, or however many I end up doing. Last episode we got up to, or just got past Darkvale Gate here, and we have a little bit of cleanup to do here. We have a lot of the Death's Vigil quests to do, and also there's one lovely person that I want to go and talk to on the way, so let's get into that. So the first thing we need to do is go and talk to the Death's Vigil here, because we have 2 quests to turn in. So actually, let's get a little bit of bonus XP. It's honestly annoying to do this, but also I have the item. I probably should use it. And at least at the moment, it's only 1 item. Okay, so yes, I have the remains. What is it? What do I do? Are these the seals you seek? How can we prevent that? And I will gather the essence. So, this next one here is in the mines. So we're going into the mines, which, well, actually, we're taking a slight detour first. Because, level 38. So things I want disintegration here. I also want a lot more points in overload. More points in inner focus would be good. Over here on the necro side, more health would be good. More Ill Omen would be good. Getting my hands on Mark of Torment would be good. More stats is always welcome. On the Arcanist side, I think Reckless Power will be the... yeah, definitely Reckless Power will be the ultimate, or exclusive ability, rather, of choice. I think Disintegration is going to be the biggest source of damage for us at the moment. Although I don't think we have much in the way of lightning to Aether aside from the shoulders. So for now, let's go ahead and max out inner focus, and maybe get a couple more points in Fabric of Reality. But also, you know what? We need more health. Okay. Also, the spectral binding here gives offensive ability and Aether damage as well. I don't think we have weapon damage on the Albrecht's Aether Ray yet, and we may not ever actually get it, so a lot of that flat Aether damage is kind of wasted, but it kind of is what it is. Okay. Now, I mentioned a detour, and that detour is going to be to a quest that I don't normally do. However, when discussing on a previous video's comments about the Troll Bone Crusher, I realized that something I said there made me realize that I need to go and get myself a Spectral Longsword, because at some point I'm going to get the Haunt blueprint drop, and I want the Haunt Relic. But if I do want to get the Haunt Relic, then I'm going to need a Spectral Longsword. So they're actually pretty easy to get. The Wraith of Sorrows, which is where we are going, will drop them. Also, Barros Radlith can drop them. And a lot of the Calderos quest NPCs will also drop them. So if you ever need one, and honestly I probably should have just gone back into Twin Falls, or the Arcovian Undercity, but if you ever need one, you can come out here to Morton's Claim, go and talk to this lady here, Mila Finnegan. Do you need help? Is this enough dynamite? Here you go, have some free dynamite. And now we go into the cave, and in here is my good friend, Mila Finnegan, who is actually not my friend, you deceitful wretch. Here we go. Alright, we just kill it. And the Wraith of Sorrows, pretty sure has a 100% chance of dropping a sword. Nope, she's dropped an axe. Also a pet crown, which we don't really care about. But it turns out that she can drop it, rather than will drop it. And we got a Chilled Spectral Battle Axe of Alacrity. So I may have to go and do a run through the Arcovian Undercity at some point. I may do that in between episodes, but I definitely want that. If I find the Haunt blueprint in this episode, which, I mean, it's kind of likely, it's a level 35 relic, the blueprint should be dropping, then if I do find it, guess where we're heading? And if you guessed the Arcovian Undercity, you are correct. So the other thing, or the other MI that I want to get my hands on maybe in this episode, maybe in the next one. We'll see how we go for time. But I want to get my hands on the +1 to Arcanist skills belt. And not just any belt, I want the one out of Port Valbury. So that might be the next episode, or it might be kind of the ending to this episode. But we are going to Port Valbury. And everybody, I mean literally everybody, hates Port Valbury. But there are some really nice items that drop from there. Now my current belt, well, my current belt is actually really bad. I could probably replace that just by going to talk to a vendor. Any of the merchants in town should be able to replace that fairly easily. The other one we could get is the +1 crafted belt, which I'm pretty sure... Actually, I should have checked this in between episodes because I didn't know last episode either. But I'm pretty sure it's Death Vigil that has that. We could absolutely go and get our hands on that blueprint pretty much right now. Maybe even when we turn this quest in, might be an idea to go and get it. But in the meantime, we're here for Noveria Stormfire. And I can't remember if it's in the seasons or if it's in the base game, but there is a devotion shrine just over here. I think it's going to be on an ultimate only kind of thing in the base game. Yeah, it is. Alright, well, I'm not going to fight this big hulking menace. I'm just going to grab this dynamite and be on my way. So... there we go, got my dynamite, popped a few chests, and let's head back to Sora's Bastion. I'm really glad that meteor storm either didn't hit me because I left, or didn't kill me, because, well, it probably wouldn't have killed me anyway, but definitely could have been problematic. Okay, so Adept's Dagger here, Chaos stuff, don't really care. The Herald's Jacket, definitely could use that. We would lose a decent chunk of Chaos resistance. And we would gain poison resistance, which honestly we don't really need. So I'm not going to wear that, but if I get a couple more pieces of that set, then it's a definite maybe. Alright, let's go turn this in, and maybe we can have a look for some recipes. What do we got here? Gather the essence, Roborok's gone. Perhaps he will return. Perhaps he will end up dying to open a door. Anyway, what do we got for belts? Nothing really too interesting. Let's get rid of these. What was that shoulder, actually? Aether to Elemental. Yeah, no. No, we're not doing that one. Alright. Now, I think she's going to send me to get the ashes now. What is it? I will gather the ashes. Yes. So we're going to get the ashes, and we're also going to... friendly... Yeah, not enough reputation, but Death's Cord here. +1 to Arcanist skills actually does have an Aether damage proc on it, which is very, very nice. But the belt from Port Valbury converts vitality to Aether, so that's some vitality damage we could convert to Aether, and that's some more vitality damage that I'd like to convert to Aether. The Port Valbury thing may wait for a little while, but eventually I am going to want that belt, so... Maybe we'll wait till level 50 or something. Right, so we've done all through this section here, and it's time to go for a run through the Astrakhan Mountains. And this section is, I say this every time now, this is one section that I used to just kind of pause the recording here and say, hey, nothing really happens through this bit, I'll see you on the other side. And honestly, that is absolutely still true, but I'm going to show it for completeness' sake. But yeah, there's almost nothing that happens through here. So it's a decently long run. There are a few things to note on the way, and I've just done this run with the Reaper, so a lot of that stuff is going to be covered in the Reaper run through. The trip south is one that's really, really good. I will show the text of this for anyone who's interested, but I'm not going to make a big song and dance about it this time. So the first thing that I actually care about on this little journey is right here, Childred. Now, Childred is always here, and he always has a bunch of Aether crystals around him. And he's always worth killing because, well, he's made out of loot. also sometimes drops blue stuff, but, I mean, that's not going to happen. But I enjoy killing him, mostly because he has Aether Crystals there, and, well, you can never have enough Aether Crystals may as well be the catchphrase of the entire channel at this point. Because, well, it's true. Alright, everybody's dead there. Let's grab part 2. And I am going to do the Devotion Shrine, or the Savage Totem, sorry. Because, again, reputation, loot, all that sort of stuff. So, we've just hit... Did I see Honored there? Or, oh, I think I'm crazy. Spellmaker's Grip could be interesting. Fiend Leather Girdle, maybe? No, that's not the item I was thinking about. The Spellmaker's Grip, look, I'll be honest, I'm not using it. I like my Elemental Seal there. But I mostly do these totems to get blueprints, and like I said earlier, I am absolutely on the lookout for the Haunt Relic. So, that's kind of what I'm doing. Also the XP and just, they're really good. Do totems, they're good. Alright, here is part 3, and I'll just point out that Sylvie and Nuana are NPCs in this area that have the same model as the cannibals from the Ogden Bog. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and read part 1 of this. Now I'm just going to scroll through this pretty quickly, and you can pause the video if you want to read it. And it's every bit as messed up as it sounds. It's definitely one of the better lore stories, or at least one of the most frequently mentioned ones. There are some really good lore note stories in this game. Definitely recommend checking them out. Okay, with that said, we're about halfway through. This section here, there's a lot of mages. I don't actually know why there's a lot of mages here. There's probably a reason for it. But, you know, cultists fighting ethereals. And we're just trying to get through here. Also, at this point, we could go and do the Hidden Path quest. I will probably end up doing that in Ultimate, because I don't think I particularly need anything. Any of the MIs from that would be nice to have, certainly. But we don't do weapon damage on our main attack, so the lifesteal is not great. We're not a regen build, so the Dreeg pants kind of okay, but not great. And this is not a pet build. Not even close to a pet build, so the Bismail pants also not great. It's it kind of makes it a very long, very or at least somewhat dangerous quest, and all we get out of it is a skill point and an attribute point, and it's kind of not worth, in my opinion. So I'm not going to do it. I'll do it on Ultimate, because on Ultimate it'll be worth 3 skill points and 3 attribute points, which is absolutely something you want. But for now, we're going to leave it alone. Speaking of things we are not going to leave alone, though. Hello, gorgeous. We have another totem here. I am going to just wait a little bit to get some more energy back. I really, really want to put some more points in Spirit, but I've already got 20. That's so much points in Spirit. I really need to get some more in Physique. Having said that, yeah, defensive ability is really struggling. We're like 200-300 behind offensive ability, which, I mean, kind of obviously, but also it is starting to become noticeable. Alright, let's pop this. And we'll kill off the bugs and the bears. Maybe don't stand in the poison is usually a good idea. And what do we get? So we got the Guardsman's Breastplate. We got a bunch of other stuff that none of this looks particularly interesting. That Elemental Seal proc, if it wasn't on a gun, maybe. Same with this one. If it wasn't a gun, maybe. Unfortunately, no upgrades there. So let's continue on. Now, there's also, you may have seen the Devotion Shrine pop up on the map while I was doing that totem, or maybe just before it. That particular shrine is quest locked, and we do not have the reputation required to do that quest just yet, so we will unfortunately be walking past it. This here is the Tomb of Korvac, and if you ever need Chthonian Seals of Binding for any kind of crafting, that is the best place in the game to get them. They seem to drop like candy in there. I don't know why. It seems like it drops way more than the Darkvale Village, and also more than the Darkvale Gate as well. I don't know why. It may not even be true, but it certainly feels that way. So, if you need those crafting components, then that is where I recommend you get them from. Alright, everybody gets a laser beam. Excuse me. Stop stunning me. We're freezing. Probably freezing, actually. Alright, and ooh, managed to kill him with the healer there as well. Alright, Rune Carved, not so much. Aether Fire, great, but it's on a skull. Prismatic Eviscerator, two-handed axe, so no. And as far as devotions go, I think we're going for the Widow now. Yeah, definitely the Widow. So, more offensive ability, more energy, good stuff. And we're coming up on our Arcane Bomb there. There's also, speaking of the hidden path, over here somewhere against this wall is a hidden note. I'm going to call it a note. I think it might be back here a little bit. Yeah, here it is. So, hidden note in here. Where's the note? There is supposed to be a note in there, a hidden path. Oh, did I not click on the... There it is. Okay, okay, I knew it was in there. I was a little bit confused for a second, but... Alright, let's go ahead and finish off Albrecht's Aether Ray. Now, I definitely actually don't have the energy for that. Ways to get energy. Well, inner focus would be one way. Points in the bar would be another way. That's kind of it, actually. We could... No, we've already maxed out mental alacrity as well. We could put more points in conversion here. This is going to absorb more energy from enemy spells. But we also kind of don't get hit by huge amounts of spells. We could put more points into Iskander's Elemental Exchange. That's got energy regeneration increase on it. But it's also otherwise kind of meh. So I think we'll just bring the bar up to 50. I do want to get my hands on Reckless Power here for the Aether damage increase. But, casting speed as well. Casting speed is another one of those stats you do need to be careful of on an Albrecht's Aether Ray build, because the more casting speed you have, the more often the skill will kind of fire, will do damage, and also take energy from your pool. So if you're struggling to keep up on energy, cast speed is not something you want to be adding. Alright, let's just dodge, dip, dive, and dodge through that little crowd there. And we will drop a portal here, because we are going to be doing the ashes. There are devotion shrines in here. Although I mentioned in the Reaper playthrough that the devotion shrine that's in there is kind of expensive. It costs you an ancient heart, which... There's not a lot of ancient hearts unless you're farming certain beasts for... I don't know, maybe you want a +1 Arcanist amulet, and you don't care that it converts a whole bunch of your stuff to vitality. Maybe you want to kill Ungoliax for that. You might get a few ancient hearts from that. But generally speaking, ancient hearts are one of the rare crafting materials, because you can't go, you know, kick over stumps in the Ugden Bog and get a whole bunch of them. You only get them from drops from beast-type enemies. You can... There's a couple of hidden smiths that will allow you to convert other rare crafting materials over to hearts. But that's basically still costing you, you know, a Blood of Chthon or Tainted Brain Matter, I think is the other one you can convert. Either way, it's expensive. And there is, what, 150 odd devotion points in the game, something like that. So if you just skip that one, it's not going to be the end of the world. You will definitely still be able to get your devotions maxed. Right, so let's eat some lore notes. And I am going to sell pretty much all of this. Alright, don't need that. don't need that. No. Do need a new belt. Those resistances, I don't need any of those. And what I need is Chaos and Aether resistance. There's some Aether. Cost me Chaos though, so no dice there. I think probably pants are going to be the best place to get my hands on some resistances. We'll just have to wait and see what drops though. Also, Balthazar's crest here. Not great. Not great. That's all I'm going to say. Actually, I just sold some metals here, didn't I? What have you got? Aether resistance. Increased armor. That's not horrible, especially with all that health. Hang on to that for the moment. And Vigorous of Scorched Ends is kind of... yeah, it's not great, is it? Alright, any other metals? Not really. One of the not-so-great things about Aether builds while leveling is that the Aether and Chaos as well, but we're not playing a Chaos build. The Aether and Chaos mods on items, aside from MIs that are specifically designed for it, they seem like they're rarer. Now, I don't know if that's exactly true. I don't know if that actually is true. But it seems like there's a lot more elemental stuff while you're leveling than there is Aether. Which I guess makes sense when you think about it, but I don't want to think about it. I just want to have easy gear. Alright, let's head into the Tomb of the Archon here. We've got a big fireman to kill. We've got a devotion shrine to decide if we want. And a whole bunch of fire and lightning damage to get hit by. So we can throw Ill Omen at them. They're going to take a lot of damage just from that spreading amongst them, which is kind of fun. I was tempted to max out Ill Omen, because as you can see, it spreads like a plague, which is fun. I don't know. I find it fun. The Aether Death Knight, that was one of the first major builds I ever made, and it's on the channel if you want to watch the guide for it. Uses Ill Omen and Spectral Binding to trigger a whole bunch of damage procs, and it's quite the light show. Definitely not the strongest build I've ever made, but it is probably my favorite. Although, as with all things, you always remember your first. And that was my first kind of proper big boy Grim Dawn build. And it was fun. Okay, just fat-fingered the mirror, which, yeah, that's not great. Also, turn the loot off so I can see what's going on. The one downside to the Imp, I think it's the Imp. Yeah, it's the Imp. The one downside to the Imp is that it puts Aether goop all over the place. It's kind of hard to tell whether you're standing in your own goop or an enemy's goop. Actually, let's stand in this, see if we get... not really. Okay, Harmonious Belt. Harmonious, yes. Plate mail girdle, yes. Of corrosion, 10% health, 10% energy. I think I almost have to wear that. The armor increase also helps a lot. Right, that's a movement rune. I don't really care about that. None of this is Aether stuff. There's my spectral longsword, so I don't have to go hunting for that anymore. So that I'll hang on to. Definitely don't need the anti-venom salve. However, I am going to go get it back. So not only does it provide the poison resistance that I don't need, but it also adds armor. And armor on belt is applied to every other slot as well. So definitely want that. This is one of those weird blue items where I just look at it and I think, when would you ever use this? And I really struggle to come up with an answer. Hopefully with Fangs of Astrakhan they make a lot of the blue items better. I'm not going to hold my breath for it, but it certainly would be nice. I don't think there's anything in there that I need. Let's head on back to the tomb, and we'll continue on our way. Now this place is full of an elemental damage, so that armor is not going to be massively useful. But they do still hit you with swords. And I guess guns, which... guns probably piercing, but anyway. We can just duck through here. You don't have to kill all this stuff, although you certainly can. The proc, the retaliation type proc on Spectral Binding will trigger a lot of offensive procs as well. So if I could get a few more pieces of the Arcane Blaze, like this ring here, just get a few more of those Aether Missile procs, and not brick my resistances, which is going to be the hard part. That would be pretty fun. You could walk through this place, you get shot, Spectral Binding, or sorry, Spectral Wrath here, would be applied to the thing that hit you, count as an attack, and then all of the Aether Missile procs would go out. Which sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know that it's particularly effective, but it sounds like fun. It's probably somewhat effective while you're leveling, but not so great at max level, perhaps. But it does look like fun. Alright, second floor here, so we're almost up to the boss. And obviously fight all this stuff, skip all this stuff, whatever you prefer. You are going to do a ton of damage just by walking through and getting hit. One of the reasons why Spectral Wrath and Spectral Binding is probably one of my favorite skills. Well, it's definitely one of my favorite skills. It's probably my favorite, though. Definitely my favorite buff skill. And definitely one of my favorite skills of all time. Alright, let's see if we can't round all this rubbish up, or at least kill most of it. Now the question is, do I want to go downstairs and get that devotion point? Honestly, I don't know the answer. That's a lot of energy. Cast speed as well. Fire and lightning I don't care about. The chaos resistance would be nice. I think I'm going to leave that. So this little loose torch here opens the door. You come in here, and there's the crypt entrance, which, I mean, with 50% bleeding resist, it's going to be a little rippy. I think I may skip this one this time. Standing in the fire, probably not the best idea. But I think we can just use the mirror, and we'll just kill him. As soon as he dies, I'm going to evade away, just in case I'm still standing in stupid. Nobody wants to be caught standing in the stupid. Right, these shoulders. That is a lot of extra armor. +2 to Iskandras is good for energy, a little bit of energy regen, some chaos resistance. Offensive ability, spirit. These are actually pretty good shoulders. The issue, of course, being these are also kind of okay, like pretty good shoulders. And I need to go and upgrade both the helmet and the shoulders. These are kind of low on armor. Helmet and shoulders, you can see at the top there. Two of the lowest pieces of armor I have, aside from these gloves, which are also kind of getting a bit old. So maybe we go for a quick run through Crunley's Lair and just see if we can't get a better helmet. I think it's 32. I think 32 is the increased level on that, but before we do that, we have a quest to turn in. So definitely did not need to use that particular door. We can just rift out. And yes, I am deliberately leaving a devotion point on the table, but it's just kind of, it's expensive, and there's a lot more of them, so it'll be fine. Right, let's go turn this in. I think now we get to do the ritual fight event thing. Yes, that's the technical term. Do I want to use those shoulders? I don't really have anything better. Not yet, at least. The elemental to Aether damage conversion is very nice, especially when you consider we have... Where is it? Elemental seal there. Converting, you know, a third, slightly more than a third of that to Aether is pretty good damage. So I have them here. Can we perform it now? Okay, yeah, not enough reputation. That's Arbiter. It's not Haunt. What are we missing? We're missing, like... See, this is why you don't listen to me. How much are we actually short here? 96. So if I'd been killing stuff in that trip through the tomb, we would be at the point where I could actually do that. Okay, that said, let's go for a quick run through Cronley's hideout. There's only a few things in here that I actually want to kill, and anything with fire is not something I'm interested in. We could also take a look at Rutnik, although Rutnik is kind of scary. Someone mentioned in the comments previously that they think Rutnik drops helmet and shoulders for the Ascended set. I'm pretty sure he doesn't, but I'm not sure enough to say for a fact that he doesn't. So we could go and have a look at that as well. You there, Ascended. Give me stuff. Alright, let's kill Moneybags. Can use Nullification to reduce the amount of elemental damage he does as well. And when he dies, we get these lovely dynamites. Martin has a medal. It's a lot of bonus offensive ability, but I think we leave that. I'm looking for Aether dudes, but I'm also specifically looking for the ones wearing helmets and shoulders. So this guy here has a helmet, and I'm hoping that he drops it. Of course they never do, I think the drop chance is like 2%. You look like you might have shoulders. Didn't drop them, so maybe not. You can also just, obviously, wave the beam through all of this. Murderous stuff. Not a hero that I'm interested in, really. Same with this guy. He's not going to drop us the stuff we want. Moneybags is already dead, so we don't need to worry about that. How about you? Nope. So this is fairly common. When you're running through here looking for helmets and shoulders, it's not strange to clear out everything that even looks like it might have a lick of green paint on it and not get any drops at all. And it looks like that's what's going to happen. As far as rings go, I am using a Cronley ring, so we may as well just go kill Cronley. Kill the Aether crystals here. Yep, I'm going to enjoy stripping your shield off you. And killing that crystal. Let's see if he gets his shield back before I get my spell back. The other thing as well is he is stacking up goop underneath me. So I need to make sure I'm out of the way. That, I don't even need to look at that. That's rubbish. Subjugators is pet damage, which is worthless. Mending is kind of not relevant anymore. None of these guys have helmets. None of them have shoulders. So it is definitely looking like we get nothing. Yep. Okay, let's go with option 2. I guess option 3 is we just give up and keep progressing. But option 2 is we come in here, we can go to the Devil's Crossing bounty table. Hopefully we have access. Yes, we do. And reanimators? No. Next bounty. Cronley has recruited stuff. The bastard... Let me double check. So the way you can double check this, go to Grim Dawn Tools. And then you can check for Ascended Shoulders. And it'll give you a list of things that can drop it. So Ascended Shoulder Plates can be dropped by Igor the Brawler, Elden Snakeskin, Rostov the Aether Flame, and Merrick Aether Touched, as well as the generic Ascended. So this guy can't drop them. So we go next bounty. Okay, Kasparov wants a Relic, we skip that. Reanimator, we skip that. Okay, I don't know who that is, but that's not one of the ones we're looking for. And we've run out of bounties. So the only way to... let's go to the menu rather than quitting to desktop. The only way to reset the bounties is to exit the menu and come back in. I'm going to check one more time. If I don't get one of those 4 names that I read earlier, then we're just going to continue. Reanimators, no. Here we go. This looks promising. Closest lieutenants are some of the most vicious. I don't know who these are, but they don't have the names we want. Balia. Nope. Okay, I'm going to accept this one and just see what it is. This is... Here we go. Kill Ascended Outlaws. Okay, that's not the one we want. That's fine. We leave this. I'll clear this up in between acts. It's not the one I want. We'll just accept that the helmet and shoulders are going to be a little bit weaker for a little bit, and we will go back to... Are we up to Fort... Yeah, we'll go back to Fort Ikon. Go back to Fort Ikon and progress the story there. The other thing is, I'm going to actually go hostile with the outcast here, because I want to potentially use her helmet. That does unfortunately mean there's going to be a whole bunch of grinding, but that's also a problem for later. So I'm not really expecting to find any really nice Aether weapons here, but it would be nice. Okay, so into the prison. Now, 76% Aether res is not amazing, but it's probably fine. So I'm just going to roll with it. Okay, I wanted to dash out here, but, you know, Grimdawn doesn't handle elevated sections very well. So, computer says no. Corruptus goes down, lovely jubbly, and we'll pick these up and be on our way. I should definitely be killing a lot of these ethereals, even if for no other reason than because the Death's Vigil have a quest for me if I kill like 20 more of them. Or just wait till I come out of here. I will definitely have the reputation once I've killed Lucius. Or any number of these idiots. Right, now I always take this right path here. It doesn't really matter which way you go. I prefer this way because it gets me to the supplies much easier. But you can kind of go whichever way you like. Let's grab all this stuff here. There's Respected with Death's Vigil. So I think that was probably for killing that eyeball that had a star above its head. This is the chest you want for the Legion supplies. And now that I've got that, we just need to kill the boss. So Lucius is the only thing in here that I care about at this point. And we can pretty much just walk past all this stuff. Now, again, this is all worth reputation if you kill it, but all of this, I'd have to kill 100 of these little white monsters to get the same reputation as killing Lucius once. So if you're looking to grind reputation by killing things, you really want to be killing bosses, not trash. Having said that, there's a lot of trash here, so it is worth XP, for sure. Speaking of, there's level 40. I guess I should pick up the loot as well. Don't need someone to hold the door, so you can go ahead and die. Right, level 40. What are we thinking? I think it's got to be more in the bar. So that's going to be 46 points, so one more level in the bar, and then the next level we get our exclusive. So 42 will be getting our exclusive. It's not going to make a massive difference with just 2 points in it. I guess it'll be 3 points because we have +1 to all Arcanist skills. But we will get some casting speed, we'll get some Aether damage percentage. It'll be okay. Alright, Lucius here. Not particularly dangerous, but also not not dangerous. That's a sentence. He has a very predictable pattern, so he's going to do flamethrower first, then he's going to shoot balls at me, or maybe it's balls and then flamethrower. Yeah, balls. Now it's going to be flamethrower. Now he's going to reach up and throw meteors at me. Definitely don't get hit by that. Those meteors have the potential to shotgun you. If they all hit you, you're dead. I mean, it'd be rude not to, surely. Unfortunately, a two-handed weapon is no good for me at the moment. However, that is pretty nice. That's pretty nice. The of ruthlessness, kind of don't care. But, yeah. I may use this MI later when I swap to Panetti's. We'll see what other options I have. But, yeah, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. Mage Storm Lucius Blade of anything is going to be pretty good. Ooh, it has Resistance Shred on the airstrike proc. That's pretty cool. Let's grab this loot and be on our way. So yeah, just looking at the time, Port Valbury is definitely not going to be today. But one thing that did happen while we were in there, actually let's just go for a run to the next rift gate before we do that. One thing that did happen while we were in the armory is we did indeed get the respected, I think it's respected, or honored, whatever the next tier with the Death's Vigil is, which means we can now go buy the recipe for that +1 to Arcanist skills belt, which I definitely like the idea of. Especially seeing as we can't really use the +1 amulet, because, well, Devastation is something I actually want to play with on this character. Have used Devastation before, but I've never had a character where it was a major part of the character. When you're running through this section here, these little white things on the ground are mines, so yeah, don't step on them, they hurt. Also, since this is normal difficulty, we don't have to worry about Locksmere. Locksmere is only on Ultimate and a 50-50 chance even on Ultimate, so we don't have to stress about that here. That'll probably do. Killed a few of them. What more do you want from me? Okay, this guy may drop me some shoulders and a helmet. Definitely did not. The other place you can get some shoulders and a helmet from. Actually, that's a different set, so never mind. I was going to say the other place is there's some heroes out in the Gruesome Harvest, which is the farmland to the left of Homestead, but that's going to be the Ascendant Shoulders, which are for lightning damage. More of a Primal Strike thing. Definitely not for Aether. Okay, grab that. Let's go back to... You know what? We'll go to Fort Ikon. We'll talk to Creed. We'll give the Black Legion their supplies, which will make Homestead not like us, but yeah, whatever. Here we go. Black Legion reputation, both much harder to get and also much more important than Homestead reputation, so losing a little bit there is... I mean, I don't care. I am tempted to just sell this. In fact, I am going to just sell it. When we do the swap over to Panetti's Replicating Missile, I will probably farm another one, but I may just use the offhand. There's a Panetti's offhand as well, so I might just end up using that. Should probably give Lucius's weapon a try, though. I don't think I've ever equipped it, except for, like 2 minutes of testing on one of the Death Knights I made. Right, Captain Reeve here. What is it? I will deal with the witch. And we are going to kill Anasteria, which ordinarily I would say don't do. You just tell her you're not going to kill her, complete that quest, never take another one, and you will have max reputation with her by the time you finish Ultimate. However, it is time to die. So we are hostile with the outcast. That does unfortunately mean we are not going to have access to any of her gear. The other thing is, Anasteria is kind of scary. Not super, super scary, but also, yeah, a little bit scary. Let's get out of all of that rubbish. There we go. So she drops Nemesis Pants, basically, which, I'm looking at them, they're kind of alright. Would lose some resistances, but I don't think I care about that. +3 to Nullification, +3 to Mark of Torment. They're level 46, so I'll put that in the pile of gear that I'm totally going to wear one day, promise.
That's locked.
And we'll end up going in there later. What is this? Bounty table. Does not offer bounties to those who would see her dead. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I probably wouldn't offer to reward people who wanted me dead either. Alright, let's get out of here. And we can go talk to Captain Reeves. Now, after this quest, I think it is, they send you into... where is it? The Immolation here. Don't do that quest. Oh no, this is... Yeah. We'll do the Cultist for sure. Before that, though, I want to go to the Death's Vigil, buy that belt recipe, and get +1 to my Arcanist skills. Also a proc. Another Aether Fire proc, which will be very useful. And I'll probably use that until I go and do Port Valbury, which is not going to happen today. Maybe next episode, maybe. Alright, what do you got for me? You have got Death's Cord, there it is. So let's buy that. Black Tallow, also really good. Haunted and Blessed Steel, also really good, but... you know what? I've actually got a decent amount of bits, so let's just buy all of that. And you can have these shoulders. Okay, looking at all of this stuff, I don't think there's anything here with Aether on it, although that offhand, if it wasn't an offhand, I was really excited because this is a helmet, and this kind of looks like it's a helmet, but no, it's not. Yeah, none of that's useful. That's fine. The +1 Arcanist belt is really, really good, so let's go make that. Preferably, you only get one affix when you make it, so actually let's make it in Homestead. Each of the different blacksmiths gives you a different bonus, or a pool of bonuses you can get. So Angrim, back here, has % armor as one of his bonuses, but Valdric here has % Aether or Chaos resistance, I think, as one of his. And I don't know that I have Angrim, actually, so Duncan has different bonuses from memory. Okay. Death's Cord. So we need Blessed Steel. Okay. Blessed Steel, we need a bunch of Imbued Silver. I think I'm only going to get to make one of these. What was it we needed again? Let me just double check. It is Blessed Steel. There we go. One of those. You know what? We're going to make another one. 2 more silver. 1 more Blessed Steel. And I should be able to make 2 belts now. Do note that this is chewing through my scrap. It's also chewing through my Aether crystals, so Rune Carved, it's kind of not great. Of the Cabal is also kind of not great. Alright, let's look at what these have. So they both have about 30% Aether damage. They both have some Elemental or Chaos damage that's frankly worthless. This one has a bunch of health, which I like. This one also has Elemental and Bleeding resistance. Okay, it's this one. There we go. So another +1 to Arcanist skills. We've got an Arcane Blast proc here, so pretty good. And let's go get my component back. And then we'll see if we can get a little deeper into the Necropolis today, I think. Keep that add-on. There we go. One thing I do want to do is check this merchant here. Now, I'm looking for not so much Shattered Reality, but rings or something with the arcane blaze procs. I should just search for blaze. Also, don't think I'm going to get it. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, Gates of Necropolis. Now there's, what is that, 2 devotion shrines in this little section here, which would be nice to get. There's also that that totem, which I'm going to go do. So that, I believe, is the Aether Blast. Let's just go the other way. Alara Starfire. Yeah, see, Ascended Vestments. Wreath of Souls, what are you? +1 Necro Helmet. It's a real shame that the Necro skills are not really online here. That's actually only 3 skill points for that helmet. And the Ascendant Cask is much more useful at the moment. Right. Totem. I guess I clear the area first, especially with these Flesh Hulks in the area. Don't really want to be dealing with them and also a totem, which, I mean, it's an Aether totem, so there's a decent chance that it's going to summon more of those idiots anyway. Here we go. It didn't summon more of those idiots. It was different idiots. Okay, Royal Jelly Extract. Another Apothecary set. I think I've had several pieces of that so far. Still no Haunt Relic either. If you don't get the Haunt Relic blueprint, we will end up getting that once we get to the city of Malmouth anyway. You can just buy it from a vendor at that point, so if you don't get lucky and have it drop, it's fine. But it would be nice to have it now. Having another +1 to all Arcanist skills would be very nice. Alright, this little section here, a lot of Aether Crystals. Also, this is a trap, this one right here. Kinda don't want to kill it. It died anyway, that's fine. Run away! Run away! These big guys with the piles of hit points, you can fight them, but they're just honestly piles of hit points that you don't need to really mess with. I'm going to drop a Rift Gate here, right next to this crypt entrance. And hopefully I'll remember this time. I'm not promising anything, but hopefully I remember to go back. Let's also take care of these guys. Because Chthonic Seals, which they didn't drop, of course. But the idea behind dropping that Rift Gate there is so as I can go back and do that area. There's a Devotion Shrine in the middle of that little crypt. And Devotion points, quite good, quite good. Okay, Eldon Sin, if that really is your name. Managed to get a single attack, and then melted in the Aether Beam. Unfortunately, no good drops there. That's fine. Another point towards the Widow proc here. This is Aether damage, physique, and spirit, all good stuff. Kind of thinking if I had spent that Ancient Heart, I would be getting the proc up here, or back in that cave, but anyway, it's fine. We're just going to pretend that that particular shrine doesn't exist, and it's all going to be fine. Alright, there's 41. 3 more in the bar. This is a little bit of a fight. Honestly, no big deal. Although, pretty sure my resistances are being shredded at the moment. These guys are a little bit scary to me. Because they have Force Wave axes as MIs, and they get to hit me with them. Although it looks like none of them actually had one, which is weird. But anyway, they have a pretty good chance of having a Force Wave axe, and they get to hit you with them. Some of those can be absolutely terrifying. Okay, we will stop the cult. Just as soon as I get a few more few more things. Right, let's get back to Homestead here. And like I said, there's a few more things I want to get before we worry about going to fight the Ligorian. One of those things is resistance potions. Unfortunately, none of those are any good. Do I want to swap these shoulders over? It's a lot of extra damage. Sorry, a lot of extra armor. What is distortion? That's going to be one of these, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, let's swap that in. Does mean we'll be losing some elemental conversion to Aether, which means that the gloves here are no longer really great with that elemental seal. So we could swap in Perdition. Let's just see how we go for resistances when I do that. So Silk's Watch will fix-ish this one, but... Okay, I know how we're going to do this. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. We are absolutely under control here. Don't care about lightning stuff. Let's keep these. I want my components back. Right, anything worth buying here? Probably not. Right, this is what we're doing. First thing to do is note that 2-piece Perdition gives you 10% bonus armor for the 2-set bonus, 5% or up to 5% on the chest, 5% again up to on the gloves. So I got kind of screwed a little bit with the rolls on those. But that's fine. I've also got I don't need that helmet component. I don't need... sorry, I do need that boot component. Helmet component, I'm going to keep the item. I've also got... I can fix these two with a glove component, so let's go do that. So we've got Unholy Inscription here. 10% Vitality, 15% Bleed, some offensive ability, all good stuff. That Vitality damage percentage, normally it's not something I really care about, and honestly 15% kind of don't care about anyway. But we do a little bit of Vitality damage, so getting that is not completely useless. What else we got? We need Pierce Res. It's kind of just going to have to be what it is. One thing I can do is get rid of Balthazar's crest here. So what we can do there... Cleared that rift. Alright, it's fine. We'll go for a run. One thing we can do here is head to the Blood Grove, and we're going to go to the secret shop and buy a medal. It is a Kaiman's Chosen medal, so I may have picked some up from my trip through the Tomb of the Archon, but that's fine. This little sticky outy bit on the map here, this is your location to go to wander up the river here. And we can go to the secret shop here. Eventually. So here's Benevold. And he sells you all kinds of fun MIs. And he will also sell you the +1 to Necromancer amulet. Which I probably should try and get a good one of, because converting Devastation to Vitality is not really something I want to do. And that extra cold and vitality stuff on Ill Omen I kind of don't care about, but just casual double rare MIs. Right, so the thing about the Kaiman's badge here, the thing I actually care about is that it comes with, 30-ish% chaos resistance. So if you can get one of these that happens to have one other resistance, so if I can get a Kaiman's badge of soul warding, that'd be amazing. But honestly, just the flat chaos would be great. If I lose this, I mean, yeah, I lose 8% Aether, but fine. Right, so I'm going to pause this, I'm going to reset him a bunch, and I'll be back with the best one I find in, let's say, 5 or 10 minutes. See you in a sec. Alright, welcome back. I have reset this merchant a grand total of 3 times, and I'm done. So, Unyielding of Mending, this is good enough for me. It's got a little bit of Aether resistance, it's got a massive chunk of Chaos, and it's got some Pierce on it. All 3 of those are resistances that I need. Yep, I'm done. I'll take that one, thank you. The other thing to note is this one right here. Mystic is Spirit, which I definitely need. Of the Grove is by far my favorite suffix for amulets, and it's only 84,000 bits, so yes, yes, all of my yes. Right, the other thing I need to get my hands on is a new movement rune, and let's go ahead and just see. Yeah, I definitely need the add-on here. Impervious of Readiness. Impervious is the pierce resist, which I'm going to lose. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. What could go wrong? Nothing does piercing damage, right? Right? Alright, so bleeding resistance and elemental from the wardstone. Also move speed, which I guess I do need. But the bleeding, I'm kind of okay with being 10% down here. I definitely would like some more piercing resist, but I think Silk Swatches is the only way to get that, so I may not be able to have some more piercing resist. Before I put that on, before I put this wardstone back on, which I may do, let's just have a quick look here. So pierce, how do we spell that? Piercing, no E. Okay, piercing resist. Nothing. Doesn't even show Silk Swatch, so I've typed something wrong. It is pierce resist. Okay. See, this is why I checked, and I still got it wrong. Right, so we have, that's on an activatable. That is resilient plating, which is less than this one, but I guess it can go in a few different item slots. Shoulder, chest, and legs. This one is... yeah, neither of these is happening. So we're going to be a little bit down on piercing resistance. I'm kind of okay with that. Also kind of not okay with that, but it is what it is. Right, so I want another Aether Soul. I think I'm short on crystals, but we will make 3 Wrathstones. 1, 2, 3. I'm not short on crystals. How about that? I've only got 1 left, but yeah, I'm looking good. Chaos Res, capped. Aether Res, capped. Everything is capped except for bleeding and pierce. I am seriously tempted. In fact, I'm just going to do it. What am I going to do? I'm going to go get some more crystals. And then we're going to put another Silk Swatch on my legs. The resistances are more important to me than a little bit of extra armor. Although, granted, the extra armor would be very, very nice. I think the resists are just kind of more important. Aether Shard, because of course it couldn't give me crystals. I think Krieg's Lab is maybe going to drop me a couple. Getting close to the level at which they no longer drop. This is level 31. 10 levels should be doable. Yes, okay, good. So we can get our Aether Crystals here. Like I said, there will come a point, I think it's mid-40s, might even be next level, but there will come a point where these crystals stop leveling up, and if 31 is as high as they go, I kind of have a feeling it's like 33 or something. But once they are more than 10 levels lower than you, they do not drop crystals anymore. So I may do a couple runs through here and just not show it, just do it off camera. Having said that, there is other places you can get Aether Crystals from, the city of Malmouth being a very large one of those places. So what do I need all these Aether Crystals for? Well, right at this very second, I don't think I need them. I guess the Silk Swatch. Alright. Make a Silk Swatch, we'll chuck it on our pants, and we'll just kind of survive with a little bit less armor. If we could get Overseers on the helmet, that would be great. I'm not going to hold my breath for that. At this point, I would probably be happy with just any upgraded helmet. But that is another reason to not stress too much about the armor absorption, because our armor value is low enough that it's not going to be massively powerful anyway. Okay, keep the item. That's a resilient plating. Why is that not a Silk Swatch? There we go. Okay, Silk Swatch on the pants. Resistance is more or less capped. We're just going to pretend that that's 8 points higher because it's kind of all I can do about it, and we will go and be on our way. The other thing I could do at this point, I could go and get some better rings. Honestly, Cronley's Signet here is not amazing. It's not awful. But this one here, I'm using this ring entirely 100%. It is just there for that Aether Missile proc, which I don't need. I could get much better rings, so that's potentially an option. However, I think I'm going to end the episode here. I'm going to go farm a new helmet, maybe a new pair of shoulders as well. And I'll see you in the next episode, where I'll have some gear upgrades to talk about, and we'll go and kill the Logorian. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.